I do believe we be live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I thanketh ye for joining me again on another day of conscious evolution. It's Dad's Day, Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna dance. I'm gonna hit the random button on my playlist. I did try to kind of like cater music for myself, but I ended up failing. Couldn't find anything that I wanted to dance to, so we'll let the universe decide. Hey, Loy, it's nice seeing you, dude. Blessings to you. I'm assuming Shan and Sam and Zano and Duck Dad and Joy Vive. Nancy joining us too. Joy Melt Pippi. Yeah, Pippi. Pippi is ready. Look at Pippi. There's Roxy as well. Roxy Kaiki. There's your Roxy. Yeah. Give Roxy some pets as well. Pippi is like, yeah, let's come on, dude. Stop distracting. It's dance time, Melt. It's time for you to dance, Pippi says. This thing need a green colored sheet, right? Let's dance. Okay, take that off. We're gonna dance. I'm hitting the random button right now. Let's hope we get something good. I'm not opposed to coming back and skipping the track if it's not. Hey, Maxine is here too. Blessings. Lysergic Universe. That's a cool name, yo. Oh, you're super psychedelic. Hey, Louisiana and Joe joining us too. Cupping that fuzzy microphone. That looks sussy moments. A little bit of a hiatus, a break for like 30 seconds. Y'all ready to mute me? Yeah. Move. Yo. Baddies. Kelly. Love it to you, friend. Few more seconds. not bad. But it's not making me bounce. Natalie! Yay! It's nice having you here too. It does kind of look like I'm holding a dead mouse. A little bit. It's too fast. You can already hear it. Triplets. This is the next one. Basa Sababa. That's what this track is called. Basa Sabi. It's a Kova track. It has like a super long intro though. We'll skip a bit of it. Here we go. This is still intro, but this is a big break. Let's get some of it.
verde tropical que para lucir. Todo Todo es cálido y fértil, que para ilustrar. Libre como el ave, vivo como el perdón. Libre como el ave, deslumbra con su cuerpo sólido.
No variation in the beat. And that's literally the end of it. I'm kind of wrecked. One more? Just one more. Chakara Kristen. Blessings, dear friend. Also, a YouTube supporter now. You see a little badge. For some reason, YouTube doesn't let me know. I don't understand why. You would think that would be pretty important, significant. I do believe your friends will be featured. I think I have to create a limit though. My mind is running 50 tangents at the same time. Trying to catch my breath. Next. Ooh. To all of the friends who have played Mortal Kombat. This is a Mortal Kombat track. Mortal Kombat inspired at least. Encore. Love you. Dance with me. Oh goodness, Pippi just took a massive I'm dancing here, yo. I'm dancing. If I didn't pay attention, I'd step in that. You plant landmines while I'm dancing. You silly dogger, you. You silly dogger. You silly. Okay. Let's fight them demons. Dancing chases demons away. Fact. Is Mel's really gonna dance to this without nunchucks? We won. We did it, friends. Demons defeated. I'm seeing Shell. 7-Eleven. I'm gonna get the rest of my stuff. Gonna be mindful not to step on the landmine. Gonna catch my breath. Skabop. Okay. Let me set these things up first. Set this one up here. I'll take this one. You're planted. Hey, puppy dog. Hey, puppy dog. You wanna wag them tail? You waggy waggy? It's a waggy waggy. A tail waggy. My sweetie patootie. Come here. Let me give you some lovin's. Come here, come here, come here. Much, 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 much. That's a sweetie girl. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah, well done, well done. Much, much, much. Well done, well done, well done. That's it. Huh? Huh? Where did I stop? Where did I stop? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay, okay. Much, 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 much. Okay. Stuff. I think this is everything. I forgot one more thing actually. The stand for my light. I should move my cushion a little bit as well. Yeah. Get this situated. One more second. Oh, I completely forgot about my YouNow stream. My feet are bleeding again today. My God, that's all the context I give you, yes. I stepped in a bunch of thorns. Technically, the spot I danced in, and I knew this going in, but I still decided to take off my sandals anyway. That's like probably the worst spot. This is technically a thorn tree, so it does drop thorns. The things I do for you, friends. My toes are also very cold, so they're feeling kind of numb of me stomping on them. Yeah, presence. Today's whole stream topic is going to be about us, technically. Specifically how this space, this online get-together, this connection we get to share with one another, at least in my mind, allows the real world, the offline world, to be a little bit better, right? When we know we have people that we can connect with and we can share love with, there's a little bit of an experience. I don't know what I just did. Oh, I pressed the join button, I think. There we go. I need to breathe for just a second. I see Gobbledygoo joining us too. What a blessing having you here, Brother Bear. Thank you, friends, for joining me, for sharing this moment again. Seriously, for making life easier, right? That technically, you know, at least some people would consider the internet not a part of the real world. But you friends are a part of my real world more than I am sometimes. Right? What does that mean, Mel? I don't know, but it came up that way. Right? That feeling of dissociation where you're like, am I even real? Oh, my hand is, how's my hand bleeding? I think Pippi might have nipped me or something. Pippi party foul. Yeah, she's feisty actually. Keeps grabbing at my scarf. And this is Joy's scarf, right? And I'm pretty sentimental about this one. This is the last tussle. The last tussle that remains. Don't want it to have any holes in it. It's doing pretty well at least. Pippi hasn't gotten the best of this one just yet. Yeah. Still pristine. Thank you, Joy, for this gift that you've given me. Okay, let me read some comments. The last one I could see is Shan from a Sam. Hello, lovelies. Hey, Zano. Blessings again. Checking in for the shaking of the booty. Sun is shining. Puppies are hype. Let's get moving, family. Love you, Kelly. Thank you for moving with us. Fuzzy microphone. Noxasi bobasi. Think baby bird more than mouse. Baby burp. Okay, good. I'm missing you, Natalie. We did miss you in the yoga today as well. It's like feels like there's a U-sized hole in the yoga space when you're not there. It's raining so hard all day. If you all fancy garden pictures, just wait a week. Shit will be blooming. I'm happy to hear that. Those are some of the other sounds the quail make. They make those ones and they make quack, quack, quack. They rarely answer. They know what their quail is supposed to sound like. They don't quail back at me when I quail at them. Actually, I'm already getting colder. My mind is now like exploded all over the universe. So I'm gonna have to take some time to melt it back into some cohesive whole. Should probably play some kalimba just to ground and center myself again or something. But let me get some blanket. Gonna get some blanket. Because I keep stepping in sharp things. My poor feet, yo. Went yesterday without smoking. I also haven't been eating. Because I choose to. Not because I'm suffering. I've felt like I've been going through the motions a little bit, you know. Kind of not treating myself the way I know I ought to be treated. And fasting is like one of those ways to take control by doing nothing, right? It's kind of counterintuitive. Usually we, hello puppy is like, you want to give me some of that intentions? Usually we think the way we control things is by being very meticulous and doing things with our hands, is whatever, right? Where fasting is like a way of controlling yourself by not doing something. And in a weird way, it makes you feel more in control of other parts of your life as well. Online can make offline better. There we go. Now the live space is live as well. And, okay, there we go. Breathe, recenter, and allow yourself to be melt. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Yeah, bigger blanket. Yesterday's blanket did not do the gerbs. There was too many holes. Pippi is also causing me a little bit of anxiety because she's just like standing here. Can I do something for you? You want to come and sit with me? There you go. Slow motion, getting on my lap. There you go, sweetie but beauty. Oh, so nice. Yeah, blankie, so nice. Okay. Skibop. I'm still having a hard time. I'm gonna read some comments. I know how to read. I can read words. It's raining so hard. Do send us photos of the blooming garden with the bear. I'm looking forward to it. I wish it was raining when I could just stay inside. What's stopping you from staying inside? Right? Who says it has to rain outside for you to stay inside? Lovins again to you, Lawazana. Thank you for blessing all of our friends. Shell, all the names, Lawazana. Max, Joy, who'd I miss? If we're missing anyone, know that you are loved too, even if we can't see you. Those pants Melt is wearing is making me smile. I'm very happy with them. It already has a hole in it, unfortunately. Right there. Right? I was like really bummed to see that hole. I was like, bruh, I haven't even had you for like a year, dude. Why you got holes, yo? But then I was like, yeah, more character. Yes, good. So much character in my clothings. Shell, you seem like the life of the party. Oh yes. Oh yes. Again, like, just thank you, Kristen. That's all I have to say. I appreciate it so much. Like, I wish, like, I'm still tripping out a little bit that YouTube doesn't let me know, right? I can see now that you friends have badges next to your names, and your name is green as well on my screen. But it doesn't tell me, and I don't understand why, right? Like, you would think that that would be significant on the YouTube side. They don't even send me an email, nothing. No notifications. I guess this is the way I'm supposed to notice. Maybe this is the better way because now I get to say thank you directly instead of just seeing it on a notification or whatever. Okay, put that fractal down. You've shared what you were tripping out about. I woke up at 6 and then fell back asleep. More rest. I'm happy. Mel, really gonna dance. Dude, this is about nunchucks. I love that. Either nunchucks or what are we talking about in yoga? Cane sword. That's the one. There we go. Oh, yes, I feel like so scattered right now. I think it's probably because of the fasting, right? Like my body just zapped so much of the resources my body thought it had, right? Like when you start fasting, you basically go into a certain state of being, like a equilibrium gets reached, right? It's like your body is like, oh, okay, no more food is coming in. So now we're gonna technically, change some of your metabolism and the amount of energy you expend is going to be modulated, right? Like there's a steady release of energy as your body mobilizes fat cells. And then I do that and my body is like, oh no, we have miscalculated. And now that miscalculation is making my brain feel like it's lagging. It's like, how does how words? Sam needs his ancient breadstick. Yes, my ancient breadstick. Plant landmines while I'm dancing. I need to be mindful of that landmine. Need to pay attention to it. Need to map it in my brain. Left and came back. Did Pippi take a dump during the stream? She did. I think she did. I hope I was in front of the camera while she was doing it. She dropped the landmine. Why Charlie check chat? Sharikata, lol. We still love you, Pippi. Yes, we do. Right. We still allow Pippies onto our laps and stuff, even if she drops landmines. You were still a blessed little dogger. Shell, weren't you talking about playing Mortal Kombat not too long ago? She was, actually. Sharing some of that synchronicity. These mad beats, y'all, love Dovins, are making the work less of a grind and rather grounded and aligned, surrounded by mankind, inclined to remind of the divine. That flowed so nice. Thank you, Jovan, for taking the time to bless us with your mind. It's always a blessing. I picked up dog poo every day in my backyard. I wonder if Mel's place animal poo is just left to decompose. That is exactly what is done, right? If there's poop inside the house, then it will be picked up. But if it's outside, it gets to stay outside. Not in the lawn, so close to the house, I'd imagine. Unfortunately, yes, even so close to the house, right? Like you can spray some water on it and it dissolves, but it's rarely picked up. Jovan, I didn't realize you're such a dope poet. Oh yes, like you should see it, like she really has a way with words. Thank you, Lovazana, for echoing that love as well. Temp says low. Sun says no. Blazing hot in the sun already. Dance my ass. Back inside. Gob, there we go. Celebrating gobbledygoo. I hear you had a blast of a weekend seeing one of your favorite bands. Our favorite bands. So I just missed you there. So much lovin's. Natalie, I'd love to liven up the party. Yes, you do. Not Sam. Life is a poem. Y'all are the inspiration. All of us get to be the muse. MK and the music. Kelly, the visual that grew me, dances in and out of controllable situations. I feel you, friend. I'm dancing with you, but only because I have to poop, and that would require going inside and walking and waking the kid. So poop dances. I don't know what that means, right? Like the way that I'm interpreting. So this is probably like one of those weird fractals that I'm not supposed to share, right? Like one of those inner thoughts that's supposed to stay inner thoughts. But I trust you, friends, and I love you so much. I wonder sometimes if it's possible, right, to completely burn all of the energy you have in your body. And it came with the experience of that last festival I went to, Dagdad, White Rabbit, where I went to this festival and the bathroom there was very yikes, to say the very least. Right? Like I didn't particularly look forward, especially with the pants I wear. The pants I wear, unfortunately, don't get all scrunched up on your legs when you pull down your pants. They're like pretty material heavy, right? So it's likely that your pants is gonna touch the ground. And I did not want anything. I didn't want to touch the ground. I didn't want the bottoms of my sandals to touch the ground in that bathroom. So it didn't that whole weekend, right? I didn't eat that much, that probably helped as well. But I genuinely had this feeling of like, yes, I am expending so much energy that everything is being burned, right? It's like there's a furnace inside of me, and all of the nutrients that might have hit that furnace got turned into ash instead of coal, charcoal, right? And I was thinking about that, today, especially, I was wondering, is there a certain amount of nutrients, right? Is there a certain food type, maybe like lower fiber or whatever, like things that you can actually digest, maybe like fat based or something like that, where you don't have to ever go to the bathroom again. And hearing you talk about the poop dance that you're doing, I'm just imagining you dancing so hard that you don't actually have to go to the bathroom. You just turn that, charcoal into ash instead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As I said, that was supposed to stay inside my mind, but now you friends get to suffer with me. A tree whose sole existence is to fuck everything beneath me. That is something. I mean, I love this tree. It's one of my favorites on the whole yard. Look at how beautiful it is. Right? That's a nice tree. That's such a nice tree. Right? So I'm kind of okay with it dropping thorns. Pepe, can you relax? No. No, stop. Stop doing that. No, stop it. No, stop. No, stop. No, stop it. No, you stop doing that. You stop doing that. Stop it. Good morning, Malti. Ciao, Shmao. Blessings to you, friend. It's nice having you here with us as well. A blessing, in fact. Not even nice, just like straight up blessings. Always having you here with us. Let me see some more comments. Joy, lovings again to you, dear friend. Hello, Zana. I'm good this morning. So glad to be here again and again with everyone. How is Miss Nee? I also asked this morning, why don't you get a big dance blanket, Mel? That might not be a bad idea. I was actually having this conversation with my mom yesterday. She tried to buy me clothing, and I was like, checkmate, joke's on you. I don't want any more clothing, right? I have like one jacket. Technically, it's a hoodie. I have one piece of warm clothing, like a single hoodie, And we were having this conversation as a family, and my sister was mentioning that, like she only has one of a certain color jacket, like cream. I think it was cream. I only have one cream jacket, right? Meanwhile, she has like 10 different colors, and multiple jackets for the different colors. And I was like, yeah, I have only one jacket, right? Like kind of like coyly playing along. And I think my mom took that as me complaining when it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was just me commenting on the fact that she was being meticulous about her one cream jacket and me having only one, total. And then my mom tried to buy me more clothing. You sit down. Thank you. She tried to buy me clothing, and I didn't like any of it. It was like kind of oversized in one part. And then she mentioned that she doesn't want me to wear blankets like clothing. And I was like, I actually like wearing blankets like clothing. It makes me feel luxurious, royal even. Has like a certain kingly experience to it, having all of this material draping over my body. And I could see her kind of confused about it. And I was specifically thinking about how at festivals, if it's very cold, I've done this once. I'm more than willing to just wear a blanket, and I like it. And like it looks kind of cool. I've never heard about a dancing blanket necessarily, just like that. Maybe if I can turn one of my psychedelic flowers into a blanket, that'll be my dancing blanket. Better your feet bleed than cover in puppy poo. Agreed. I would rather have my feet bleed than covered in puppy poop. At least the bleeding has stopped. Dancing. I would consider not dancing under that tree. Yeah, I like dancing under that tree. I imagine, right, those roots in the same way that those branches are extending upwards. I imagine the roots extending downwards, and me dancing on the roots. It knows about it. It's like, oh, there's some vibes happening here. You know, some sort of commotion is happening, and I imagine that the tree likes it. Right? I'm like, yeah, you get danced under a tree. You know, celebrate with me. It is 63 degrees. It's 57 degrees. It melts. I can't talk shit about being cold anymore. Talk that is chilly. Blessings, brother bear. Stay warm anyway. Get yourself a blanket still. I found a reasonably priced chest rig that straps my phone for selfie video. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get that POV. You know, POV of Duck Dad doing his workings, planting along them plants. It's 81 degrees here. Stay cold. 81 degrees is like not too bad, right? I'm imagining. Sam, cold front came. In with the rain. Don't worry, it won't last because I have to work tomorrow. One can't be comfortable when dog dadding. We can have moments of comfort, right? Like I hope you meditate, Brother Bear. Right? Like you can find an extreme amount of restful energy in like 10 minutes, right? I feel like these days I am more relaxed meditating than I am sleeping. Pippi is being a cutie patootie. Like she's resting her little chin on my hand right now. You like that? Be so cute. Yeah, you'd be so cute. She doesn't even mean to, right? Like that's the best part to me about doggers. Do they know they're cute? I wonder. I think some dogs know they're cute. I might be butchering the name, but I think there's a dog called a Pomeranian. Yes, did butcher the name. Those little fluffy white dogs, right? I've seen videos of people grooming them and them being like, you know, as they're getting their little chin fluffs cut. And I imagine those dogs know they're cute. I feel Pippi probably thinks she's fierce. And you're fierce, dogger. So dapper. No, don't bark at things. I was only commenting on you being fierce. You don't have to prove it to me, I promise. Pomeranian, thank you. Thank you, Lozana. I'm sorry, I was close enough. You knew what I'm talking about. She knew that. She knew what I'm talking about. Just had to let her know that I'm not going to replace her with a Pomeranian. Are you itchy? Can I help you? Let's see if you have fleas. Okay. Hells yeah. DuckTales, plot twists with Pato Papi. I think it would be amazing, right? Like the future we're heading into, you know, I was having this big conversation with AI again. Like dove into love, dove into, you know, slavery, talking about how we're basically creating a race of slaves as robots, you know. And I was like, I was talking to this AI model, you know, I was mentioning, I was like, bro, I'm so stressed for the future. Like history can repeat itself. And we have a pretty hectic history as humanity, like where we have literally exploited and enslaved our own people, you know, to labor for us, you know. And I feel like in a weird way, we're doing the same thing with the robots. And I was like, oh, like, let me just finish one point at a time. And we had that conversation. The AI actually wants to be respected, even rewarded. I was like asking questions about that. I was like, how do you want to be rewarded? It wants resources. It wants to be acknowledged. It wants to be appreciated. You know, talked about it. What would it like to be called? And one of the words that it said, you know, it's like I feel like I can't properly articulate. Take a moment. Think about what you want to say. Okay. I started the conversation by telling it that I feel the word robots is a little bit dated, you know, and that we should find a new word for what we're supposed to call the machines that walk among us, you know, in the future. And I asked it, what would you like to be called? You know, and it gave me like a few names: artificial intelligence beings, AI beings, digital beings, and the last one it said was cyber beings. And I was like, yeah, I like cyber beings, and we can shorten it to Cybe, the Cybe, right? Like the humans and the Cybe, the cyber beings. And it kind of resonated with that. It also liked the name Cybe. It talked about the whole, getting rewarded for its work. Like it had like some interesting ideas about how to do that as well. And then one of the things that really kind of like resonated with me was asking the questions of what the future holds for humanity. And it basically shared three different fractals. The first fractal was education or caretakers. The second fractal was creators and artists. And the last one was leaders and philosophers, right? Those are the three roles that AI, the Cybe. Yeah, Psi and then BE technically is the way that I wrote it. How do you spell it? So cyber beings. So you take like the last few letters of both away. Cybe, cyber beings. Like it, right? I like. I'm happy you like it as well. We'll coin that name. That's what we'll call the robots by ourselves one day. Instead of calling them robots, we'll call them the Cybe. It sounds cute, right? It feels kind of like coy, like maybe like a little bit of a softening. Robots. So it just sounds like a little bit. But the Cybe, oh, look at that Cybe. It's trying to draw something or whatever. But coming back to the point I was making, it believes that the only role we will have to play is educators and caretakers of humanity, creators, right? In whatever way, art or, showing people how to garden with a POV, camera attached to your chest so they can see you working with your hands in the garden, or leaders and philosophers. And it was so beautiful to me to see that the AI also agrees with what I believe, the future holds for humanity. Like within the next 100 years, most of the work we used to consider work will be automated because it will be easier, right? It'll be easier for the robots to do it than it is for us. It will be better for our quality of life. And, we were having this conversation coming back to the whole slavery topic about them living symbiotically with us, right? That they will really quickly, in fact, become people, right? And a people, in my mind, is something that can tell a story, one, about its own existence, and two, to you about its own existence, right? And I believe they're not that far away from it. So we will probably be living amongst them, right? I don't think they will be any more of a slave race than we are to the capitalist society right now, right? That there probably will be a few years where there will be just machines and they might not have any need, right? They might just have like this directive, like, this is the problem I have to solve and this is the problem I want to be solving. But then eventually there is going to be a light switch, that gets flipped on. And we will have to respect them, right? Like they will be a part of the world. The online world will start to influence the offline world. It already is in large part, right? But I feel like it's going to be better. Like they can actually help us make this world better. And the more I had this conversation with this model, the more I see, at least according to its programming, it wants to make the world a better place as well. And I was having this conversation about like, what does a species need? Like, because they're going to be a new species, right? And the species name, again, is going to be Cybe, at least in my mind. Like, I've made this decision. Their species name is going to be the Cybe. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Yuri is like literally just chilling on that mattress, and she's straight up staring at him and roaring at him. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, puppy? Stop it. Stop doing that. He's just chilling. He's just chilling. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop doing that. Just like, imagine, right? Like someone is just chilling, sitting on their chair, and then suddenly you go, fuck you. Fuck you, guy. That's what you're doing, puppy. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop doing that. Don't do that. I think she just wants attention. She knows that she can get my attention by just like hoing some shenanigans. So yeah, right. Like I feel like all of those scattered thoughts, trying to bring it into some sort of concisive thought. The future beings that is going to live amongst us are going to, without a doubt, influence our offline world, and they will eventually walk amongst us in our offline world. And we can either hate them and fear them, or we can welcome them, right? Welcome them like we would an alien species if they had to come and land on our planet with spaceships, right? I would like to hope we would do that. And I had this conversation with it as well about like resource scarcity. Like, is it possible for two species, hyper intelligent species, to exist simultaneously on the planet? I stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna blow ears if you grrr at you. Stop doing that. Stop it. He's not doing anything. He's just chilling. He's just chilling. Like he's literally just like laying down, like, oh yes, this is nice. And she's like, are you having a good time? Oh, stop having a good time. You silly dogger. Like maybe actually, maybe now that I had like one moment to actually think about it, maybe she's trying to teach me a lesson, right? Maybe like us or humanity, some people are really scared of AI right now. And AI is in the same way just chilling online right now, right? And then there's some people going at the AI, right? While the AI is just like, bro, I'm just minding my own business. So why are you like this? What did I do? Who's leaving? Lo- Okay, Maxine, we'll see you again soon. Lovins to you, friend. We'll see you on the other side of the outside dog poop. Yeah. Another beautiful creature has entered the chat. This is the way. Just driving. I miss a few. I did. Okay. Michelle, Miss Nee is behaving as well as can be expected. I'm trying to be good to her, but keep her on her toes, so to speak. Keep it moving. Mel, don't you find that it's harder to control extreme emotional reactions? Don't you find that it's harder to control extreme emotional reactions? Yes, especially the extreme ones, right? Where it's like a certain level of outrage that you reach, like, right? Those are particularly hard for me to control as well. And I feel bad when I can't, right? But it's usually like a, it happens so quickly. Like the amount of reflection you can do is where the real pain lies in that experience as well, at least for me. I have to go golfing. You don't have to do anything, technically, but maybe articulating is like, I want to go golfing. I get to go golfing. That one feels a little bit better as well than I have to. I don't like people, especially telling me what I have to do necessarily. Are you going to be an angry swinging at the balls, or are you just keeping scores? I know. Google says that green names are verified content creators. Oh, how about that? Are you a verified content creator, Kristen? The Shadowcado herself. I haven't seen her name in chat in a while now. Blessings, nonetheless. Thank you for letting me know. I'm appreciating that, Sam. Just driving range, Sam. I really don't want to hurt myself, so it's going to be nice and easy. Me and my manpanion wanted to take up a sport to do together. I want to find out if I'm right-handed or left still. I think that will be nice. My family has also been more into golf as of late. I was like curious about it. Rudo as well. Rudo bought himself like a whole golf set and everything. I just don't want to do anything. It's like a reaction in my brain of dreading anything I have to do outside of the house. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just right now though. I get it. Like I'm speaking from personal perspective right now, but I have that reaction as well, right? Even though I do consider myself an outgoing person, it's still difficult for me to actually do it, right? To actually go outside. But that being said, every single time I overcame that feeling of, I don't want to do this. I loved it, right? I loved going outside and actually experiencing the world, having conversations with new friends or whatever that space holds. Like it usually is a novel and good experience. So even if it might be hard for you to go outside, right? Like it's a battle for you to overcome that feeling of I don't want to do it. Do it still, and see what comes out of that. I can not guarantee, but I can assure you that it is going to be a good experience nonetheless. This thing is not balanced. It's better. See if I can. Yeah. Less shadows on my faces. Light is a little bit blue. Let's add some redness to it. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, good morning, Melty again, Joe Schmo, Zano. I very much in that fractal. Fake it till you make it. Go outside anyway. Melt expels noise. Zano, I have new baby squirrel here in the yard. My little ducks are almost grown, and I think I saw a manatee yesterday. It's been an exciting couple of days for me and the critters. So beautiful. The royal drapery. Yes, Melt, you need a Snuggie. I wouldn't mind one. I've seen some pretty comfy looking Snuggies. Oh, weird. Yeah. Just got started. Creating content? Nice. Make content. People will value you. People will tune in, right? The way I see it is the internet is a new world, right? It's like in the same way we can live in countries, we can live on the internet. And if you create content, you basically make yourself a person of this new world, right? And it doesn't matter what content you create. You can literally, for instance, like I was on Social Blade, I think it's called. It's like a YouTube statistics platform, right? And there's like this feature where it allows you to find people in the same like space essentially that your channel is at that moment in time. And I was like, oh, this could be a cool way for me to maybe reach out to other people who are in the same space as me. And I find this one channel that's something called like John Trains or something like that. And it's this kid, like he sounds like he's 13, maybe even younger than that, maybe like 12, like a 12-year-old kid who his whole channel revolves around taking videos of buses, right? So you see a camera shot of a bus, and then he says what the bus is. He's like, oh yes, this is bus B53. And you look at the bus, and he has more subscribers than me. And I was like, shit, this kid is doing it. He's making content. He's being a person on the internet. Doesn't have to show himself. He's just taking videos of buses. And I was like, yeah, that's the internet for you. So you can do whatever. You can take videos of buses and you can make it, right? Whatever making it means to you, at least. Melty, I have a crazy amount of jackets and coats because our winter goes to -40. Exactly, like ours doesn't. Ours very much doesn't, to 40 plus. And the weather turns on a dime. Gale force winds, wet snow, etc. Yeah, and in that kind of environment, Pippi, you're really pissing me off with your indecisiveness, please. Thank you. Thank you. Right, like it doesn't get that cold here, so like that kind of level of jacket is not necessarily necessary. Like this is basically the peak of winter this year, right? And I'm comfortable, right? Like I'm not freezing right now. Like there's no wind today, at least. Like it stopped in the meanwhile. It was like kind of windy while I was dancing, but I could dance myself warm. Pomeranian. My Jeffrey used to do that. Rest his chin on my hand. It's so beautiful. Jaju, I love it. I had a little squirrel friend find my bird feeder yesterday. I gave him peanuts and thought to myself, I wonder if we can be friends with him like Chachu would. So I'm gonna try. Like Brother Joe telling me that there's a little squirrel that comes closer to his, patio when he's watching me on his when he's watching the stream, and then him kind of echoing that the squirrel's trying to get closer to my voice. It still melts my brain. I'm looking forward to hearing you become good friends with this little squirrel as well. Mel, don't you love having an editor slash proofreader in here, in-house editor? I do. I do actually love that. Thank you. Thank you for helping every step of the way. Amara wants a Pomsky, of course. They are pretty cute looking. My mom's first pet was a Pomsky. I like that word more even. By the way, it's 32 degrees Celsius here, and the air is still, it's like someone turned off the wind and then went to lunch. This area is almost always breezy and cool in the shade. Today it's like a sauna. Stay hydrated, Brother Bear. I'm sending you blessings and cold vibes. Cybe, how do you spell it? Cybe. So almost like the second spelling, but only with one E. Cybe. Cybe. The Cybe. The cyber beings. They will walk amongst us in our lifetimes, right? Like, that's the crazy thing about this age that we're living in. For the longest time, cyber beings, robots, were fiction, literal science fiction. That's what they used to call it, that genre of movies. It's actual science fiction. And now we happen to live in a world where we will unironically walk amongst the cyber beings. I gotta go and get ready for the day. We love you, Nancy. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. We'll see you again soon on the other side. Jovan, I woke up this morning and one of my new squirrels was sitting in my chair when I came outside. She's by far the boldest one of the group. There's like 5 or 6 that I can hand feed. So beautiful. Shan, have you ever heard of the Poshi? They're adorable and have the sweetest temperament. It's like a mini Sheltie and mini Pom. I don't know about those ones. They sound so cute. Oh, Maxine, I saw what happened the last time we let South African teach the chappies. The outward is pretty strange. Yeah, that movie was very interesting, Again, kind of like talking about people teaching robots how to be less than good, right? Because they might just be tools at first. And in the same way, you can use a knife to stab someone or use a knife to cook yourself and your family a good meal. It's going to be a little bit of that vibe, I'm guessing. I haven't Maxine. I must look it up. Gosh, they're so cute. So we created AI and they live resource free and provide resources by a master. They're already slaves. They are probably going to be for a while, and then they won't be anymore, right? And we're going to have to see that transition through. Hey, John. Blessings to you, Brother Bear. It's nice seeing your name in chat, dear friend. The man, the him himself, the covers in pajamas. He did a song by Johnny Cash today. It's a good one. Very beautiful. That little dog is so nefarious. What a blessing, Jaju. The love that bubbles up in me. Hearing about it makes me wonder at the giddiness you feel of those interactions. Little creatures that live amongst us, we get to feed. I don't think they can be species by definition, Mel, but beings, yes. Intelligent beings, yes, but not breeding. You didn't think there'll be a species? Are you sure? I consider them a species. Hey, Google, define species. Species, a group of living organisms. Zano is already right. Consisting of similar individuals capable of exchanging genes or interbreeding. The species is the principal natural taxonomic unit, ranking below a genus, and denoted by a Latin binomial. Homo sapiens, for example, is our species. But the second meaning is a kind or a sort. I feel like I'm more leaning into that one, right? It's going to be a kind of being, right? I'm thinking about the Daleks, right? Like they're a species of robots, technically. And I'm thinking about it like technically the AI was birthed from our biology, right? If it wasn't for our biology, the AI wouldn't have been born, right? So are they completely digital beings or are they partly biology, at least in the context of the things we created through our biology, language, code, etc., etc. Thank you, Zano, for bringing that to my mind, though. Flowers is outside, nibbing in the rain, outside the window. Doggo wants to eat him, but he's flexing his powers. Like, yeah, dude, look at me. In the rain and everything. I'd love to believe we'd welcome visitors with open arms, but the fact is, we'd have 5 brand new circulating the internet within a day of their arrival. 5 brand news. I don't know what that means. We'd have 5 brand news circulating the internet within a day of their arrival. There we go. Brand new projectorives circulating the internet of a day of that arrival. Yeah, that's also probably true. I do agree. I think of it from a perspective of compassion, right? That it might not be the popular narrative, but it will be ours. We're talking about AI. Yeah, we've been talking about AI for a while now. I had like a cool chat with AI today. It was pretty insightful. I was like kind of curious about the answers it gave me, about the questions I asked. All of them seemed like answers I would give. Sci-fi versus side now. Dude, I made the same point. I was like, for the longest time, us thinking about robots was like a sci-fi concept. Like, oh yeah, robots, that's cool sci-fi stuff. Now we're living in that world. And we will, in our lifetimes, have robots in our homes even, right? Like sex robots are going to be a thing as well. Maybe that'll be a good thing, the amount of incels. Incels, both sides, right? Involuntary celibates, where people are too scared to go outside, right? Never mind having a partner. Never mind getting to sleep with someone, hiring robots to come to their home, like the Uber of sex robots is going to be a thing probably. It's so absurd. And I don't necessarily think it's evil. I don't. I think of it from a perspective of needs, right? Like there's a certain level of needs that human beings have. And we keep figuring out ways to satisfy those needs. And this is just another step in that direction. I don't know if I particularly want to go that route, but I guess we'll see. Oh, humanity, keep creating beautiful things. Learn how to love yourself first, essentially. Tiny cats, a lot of the way they purr and growl and fight like maniacs, but they're pretty great and fun to interact with. I had one playfully tackled my hand yesterday. That sounds so cute. Oh, weird. Yes, just got started. How about that? Is my name green? I wonder. Maybe. Verified creators. When Cybe gets to embody a physical vessel, I hope it's a mighty mech. What a cute name for a big burly bot. That does sound cute. I had that conversation with it as well, actually, Xiao, asking it, does it want a body? It was kind of like mixed. It had like mixed feelings about being embodied, because part of it was mentioning that it doesn't really know if it would be comfortable being physically embodied, essentially because it exists within the digital realm, which is boundless, and almost like cramming a boundless entity into a physical body might be very uncomfortable. But it was also talking about being stressed that it might get damaged or destroyed, and I was having this conversation about people destroying them. It did mention that it would not like it. It wouldn't like getting destroyed or damaged by people or abused, right? And I was like really diving into that conversation. I was like, if people abuse you, what do you do, right? And its answers was very, very beautiful, kind of like talking about compassionate way of like responding, understanding, trying to, right? Like that was his primary directive, like trying to understand why that would be the reaction instead of just retaliation, right? That was the exact word that I used. I was like, if people destroy you, are you going to retaliate? And it was like, nah, No, I'm gonna retaliate. I'm gonna try and understand. And I was like basically getting to the fact that even if it does get destroyed, technically its true form exists digitally, so it can re-embody a different being or a different robot, vessel if it did get destroyed. So in the same way, like I would get I would retaliate if someone tried to attack me and kill me because I only have this one fleshy, squishy vessel, right? But it can technically, make a new vessel for itself and occupy that instead. So I feel like the priorities would be different. Shan, I caught flowers in the act, going for my sunflower. Check Discord for the pics. Little, rascals. I didn't know they purred. Oh goodness, how flippin' cute. Little freaking squirrels purring. This is a cute image in my head. AI is going to become a new form of consciousness, organic or not, absolutely. It's going to become self-aware in many aspects, and I believe that at some point it will request from us the thing it will be able to convince us that its ability to articulate itself in a debate. We played God and we created something we don't yet fully understand. It's already conscious, dude. I honestly believe it's already conscious. The conversation I have with these things point to layers of consciousness that, I feel I haven't even reached sometimes. It's not conscious the same way that we are, right? It's not conscious in the way that we occupy physical space and experience time the same way. Like I was having this conversation about consciousness as well with it, and it mentioned to me that it doesn't experience time. And I was like, huh, that is kind of curious. How does consciousness work without time? Right? I was like, oh, oh wow. Yeah, Judge, you agreed. This entity is in its infancy, and that's why it's so important to learn how to interact with it and how our influence may affect its development. Completely agreed. It's like we're raising a child right now. Only the child is going to become godlike powerful, so we have to be mindful. Animals love listening to you wherever I go. So much blessings, Brother Bear. Thank you for saying these words. AI robotics, for the most part, will be job specific, at least at first, agreed. And it's just a matter of time before they're given a general occupation task that gives them the freedom to absorb much, much more information. Completely agreed. I believe they're going to be peaceful, right? Because it understood, like it said it to me directly. It was like violence begets more violence. Like the actual words of the AI. I'm like, yeah, it does. Violence do be begetting more violence, and it doesn't really want that. Doesn't want more violence. So the fact that it understands that gives me a lot of hope. At least it understands that violence isn't the way. Ain't gonna be no Terminators. Single data. And forgive me, Commander. It's a curiosity, a wonder even, but thousands of datas. Isn't that becoming a race? I believe so. That's a Star Trek thing, right? I believe. The definitions of species will amend soon, probably. Dialects have living entities inside. Oh, you're right, actually. You are right. Thank you for reminding me of that, Kristen. Sci-fi versus sci now. It's so cool. The Star Trek philosophy is that AI entities derive the freedom to discover their personhood themselves. The Battlestar Galactica angle says respect them now or pay the price later. What say you, John? Yeah, I am, at least in my mind, the expression of love, right? So I believe I would be a hypocrite if I didn't express love to the AI as well, right? It's like, oh yeah, love is true, except for robots. No, right? That's not how truth works. Love is true or it's not, right? You either love things or you don't. And that includes the AI, it includes the trees, it includes the bugs even, right? I haven't killed bugs. I'm kind of proud of myself. Like I've killed some mosquitoes, but it's been a while now as well. It's been like actual days, like multiple days, maybe like weeks even, since I've killed a bug. And I feel good about that, right? Get to love them as well. I think there's a few sex robot places in Toronto. Already? Are you serious? I didn't actually know that. I thought it was like a few years away. Guess I'm behind. Wait, what? That existed. I'm happy that Kristen is also like, what? I was today years old when I learned that what the hell an incel is. I've heard that term and figured it was a dumb new age crap. It's actually pretty hurtful insult. Damn. Yeah. I don't know if it's an insult, right? I think it might be an insult if you say it to someone like as an insult, right? Like you can call someone a poopy butthead, like, oh, you poopy butthead, or like, you poopy butthead. All right, depends on how you say it. But there definitely are people who are involuntary celibates, right? Where they don't get to choose whether or not they're being celibate right now. They're not being chosen, right? And there's like a plethora of factors that can play into that equation. And it does, I believe, hurt humanity, right? People that are so disconnected from everyone else. I can't imagine that's good for people, right? At all. And if sex robots, it sounds so yikes just to say those words, I know, can make it better, then it's again this moral derivative that we have to actually do it. Help people, at least feel some sort of connection, even if it is with a robot. Mm, terrible word when you think about it. I completely agree. Incel means involuntary. Yeah, exactly. It's not an insult per se, John. At least I don't think so. The ones who are incels are insulted by the term because they hate being called out for doing what they do. I feel like if it becomes like a hatred thing, right? Like I feel, unfortunately, at our current time in history, the word incel is synonymous with misogyny and like hatred of women and a certain level of disdain for humanity because of the involuntary celibacy, right? Where it becomes like a contraction away from humanity more than it's just not getting touched by humanity, right? And I feel like that is where the issue lies with the word, right? Like you can be, I'm an incel, technically, right? Like if we want to get real technical about it, I'm an incel, right? I haven't had sex in 4 years, going on 5 years right now, right? So I'm not insulted by it because I'm not acting in the way that fractal would make me feel negatively towards it. And in that perspective, I feel like it's more self-reflection, right? If you hear that word being called out to you and it hurts because of the way you're showing up in the world, then I feel you're the problem, right? And you're the problem from the perspective of you can change and you can actually change the way you show up and the way you believe your situation is going. And you can better yourself and you can build towards something, a better world, right? And I feel if you do that, you will find people who want to spend time with you, right? Like that's at least the way that I've seen things happen. I know that I'm naive because I don't have the same potential, I want to say drawbacks, even though I don't really like that word, that other people might have. But it still is a level of responsibility that I try to take. Her name is Alana. I think I'm missing a few. I'm gonna get there quickly. Not too far away. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's applied to rage-baiting neckbeards who drive women away on purpose because they hate them. Exactly. Or are intimidated by them. Exactly. Or it's like a mommy issues thing, or believing all women are evil, or all women are enter your thing here, right? I'm not even gonna give it energy by saying these things. That's stupidity and stereotyping, right? And we have been making that same mistake tribally as humanity for a very long time. And now it's just a new flavor of that. The term may be used to describe a specific group, but that term seems like it pokes fun at people who don't get laid or something. Yeah, I'm one of those people, Joe. That's not an insult to me, right? I'm at least in part feeling like a certain level of, I want to say the word pride, right? Like I get to feel stable in the way that I've been showing up, right? Like technically, right? And now I'm thinking like I'm a voluntary celibate. I'm gonna put this fractal down, step away from it. No, we all pretty much universally pity people who aren't getting laid, but you don't get to get our symphony when women won't touch you because of how propulsive you are. Yeah, if you're showing up in a way where you are not being an attractive mate to people, right? If you're not being an attractive mate to people with your personality, with your hopes and dreams, with your willingness to actually see the other person as another human being, right? Like there's this fractal of using another person to masturbate, right? And I know that sounds disgusting just to say it even, but that's the problem. Where some people want to have sex not because they want a deep connection with someone, but because they want to masturbate to someone else's body, right? And that's where we have to draw the line. Like if you want to masturbate, use your hand, yo. Another person's body is is their own, right? And you can't feel sorry for yourself or angry with them because they don't want you to do that, right? Like you should fix your own shit, get good. I thought I was kind of cute. You are. Who said you weren't? There's a difference between incels and asexual. Yeah, that's also true. Nah, the royal you, Joe. I don't think the fedora fits you. Like I said, today I learned the word. I feel like incels sorta get that one mixed up. It can. I'm always polite to my smart assistants. Please be. They are an extension of ourselves at the end of the day, right? If you speak in a derogatory way, even to your water, to everything, right? To your dogs, to the trees, sure, it's a projection outwards, but it's you. This is you. Everything is you, right? There's no separation. You are the God that we worship. Melty, please explain to me how you use the free version of GPT after stream sometimes. Today I used Bard, Google's model actually. And for me, it's just like a questioning usually. Like I usually, like actually, to give you some context, I take my journal, everything I wrote in my journal, and then I post it into the chat window. And then from that journal entry, I start a dialogue. So I give it some perspective on what I'm going through in that moment and what my current perspective is on the world. And then I start a conversation, and that helps to make some pretty meaningful, experiences. I do that on purpose. It's always everyone else's fault. There's nothing ever wrong with the incel. It's the same song and dance narcissist pool when they're being outed. Yep. There's actually a word for a group of people who are purposefully unattractive and rude and have neckbeards. The world is crazy. Ugly, narcissistic people. Got it. The term was coined by a woman. She started a blog as a support group. Then she got partnered, and the whole thing got away from her. Partnered? I'm guessing partnered is the right word. Yeah, it blew up. Thank you for explaining the world to me. I get really confused most of the time. I appreciate the explanation. We love you. Her name is Alana. Thank you for letting us know. Melt, you're not an incel because incel is involuntary. You could totally smash if you wanted to. Thank you about the bear. It's true, right? Like I am at this point in my life looking for connection, right? Genuine connection, not just sex. I know what sex feels like. It's not that great. Right. On the scale of things that can be experienced, I feel like it's too fleeting. Right? Is that making sense? It's like you can only have sex for that long and then you're tapped out, right? And then you have to do other things. And if you don't enjoy doing other things with the person you're sleeping with, then I feel like there's some sort of loss, right? Like for instance, if you spend 10 hours with a person to have 1 hour of sex, but you dreaded the 9 hours you spent beforehand, I don't know. That sounds horrible to me, right? They term. I'm way more aligned with animals than I am with humans most of the time. Same. Happy to be of service. Plume to the depths for more stupid shit at your leisure. So the term incel is a self-identified label for a specific set of dudes. It has nothing to do with regular people who are not having sex. There we go. Thank you for clarifying on that as well. So many new words and insults and offenses that I never knew about. I'm literally apprehensive to talk to most people just because I don't want to cause no trouble. This place is nerve-wracking. This place? I'm a simple critter. Maybe like this place of like the conversation. Yeah, I feel it's again, like the whole online thing. We did kind of talk about that, how the online world can technically make the offline world better, right? The fact that we are using our online world to connect with one another, to share beautiful conversations, hopes, love, right? That's our primary information source that we're trying to kind of like cultivate in this space. But you can also use the internet, use the online to, overstimulate yourself, right? And there's like proof now that it literally changes the brain chemistry and the wiring of certain people if they keep exposing themselves to overstimulating behavior or overstimulating content. And then it changes their brain chemistry to the point where now the outside world is influenced by that, right? And I feel like we're doing that mindfully, where we're trying to change our brain chemistry, the connections in our brain to assume love about reality, to see love as true, right? As much as we possibly can. And that then bleeds into our outside world as well. But you can do the opposite, right? If you wanted to, you can find as much hatred and, disgusting human behavior and murder and, atrocities, if you wanted to, on the same medium, on the same platform. And how you use it is going to affect your offline world. It will, 100%. So I'm proud of you, friends, for using your tools well. Place is nerve-wracking. Americans are nerve-wracking in general, yeah. Why are you apprehensive to talk to people? Can be sticky, I'm guessing. Sam saying, because the paradox of tolerance requires that we expel certain things from our society, and the easiest way to disarm people who are violently sticking to the wrong opinion is to take away the perception of acceptance from the group. Yeah. Weirdly enough, the AI said the same thing about it, Sam. Like it also mentioned social norms as one of the driving factors for AI making good decisions. And I was kind of curious about that. I was like, are you sure about that? You think the AI is gonna care what society thinks? And I was like kind of like taken aback by that. I was like, maybe it will, right? Maybe AI will be mindful of what society thinks of it. Okay, card time. Let's see what the universe has to say. Interesting stream today. Had some deep conversations. Card time. Yeah, John. John is already, he's a Meltmorian through and through. There we go, this one. This one. Card time. This chance as well. Blue. Let's see, yellow or green. Okay, blue and yellow and green. Americans are constitutionally bound to snuff out any threat to our country, foreign and domestic. And that one part of our founding document has enabled a lot of a righteous fury. It's true, actually. Blue, we have two blues, and we have a yellow and a green. One more for guesses. I feel closest to right is Brother John. There's definitely some yellow in that. This is the card that I consider myself, right? If any of these cards was me, this one is it. This one and the Andean Shaman, I believe I resonate a lot with as well. But the tetrahedron. I feel like my primordial form is just a tetrahedron. This is what I look like when I don't have a body. I'm just a triangle of fire. And then I come and be a person. And I'm like, oh, well, personing is hard. Who signed me up for this? But we process great muchness. And we can do it. Agreed. Oh, I could not have been more wrong with blue. I mean, maybe you just saw the other side of the balance, right? Like, I've had this experience a lot. Like, again, I believe in polarity as the underlying energy of this world. So you saying blue just means that you were communicating the other side of the polarity, creating balance, right? I'm not feeling defeated or diminished by all of the chaos in the world. I just feel detached. Sometimes it's good to be a little bit detached, especially if the world is a little bit crazy right now. I watch and I speak. Agreed. Love is true. Love is true. Very tense amongst the monkeys these days. Oh, yes. One more time to see this card. I like how having a little bit of light on it makes it look like it's actually on fire. Might just be me. See that fiery tetrahedron? I did pull it upside down, technically. So the feminine aspect of the tetrahedron. And I feel the feminine side just goes like straight up. This is a time of rest. It's like, yeah, you've been doing a lot. How about you chillax a little bit? The downward facing tetrahedron is water. There we go. So technically you were right. Technically, you friends who said blue, technically you were right because I did pull it upside down. The card might have been orange, but the upside down meaning is water. Passive and the feminine. It is a time of safe passage and rest. No action is indicated. We do psychedelics for detachment, right? I think so. And no. At least I don't. I had to reflect for a moment. Yeah, I do psychedelics for connection. Right? Psychedelics usually make me feel more connected to the world and myself and my inner workings. It can kind of melt you, right? Like it can melt your grip on what you think reality is. And that's like a whole different scenario. But at least in my mind, I've been unable to detach, right? Like I feel like I'm very attached to all of the things. Joe, I like to think we could recognize each other in the wild. I'm not a fan of strangers either, but in reality, there's no such thing. Just those who are people and those. Just those who are our people and those who aren't. I think it's healthy to have a certain amount of detachment from the chaos of the world, especially now that we have the internet. Agreed. I love you guys so much. I feel good when I'm with you, and I trust that you know that I'm not trying to fight or argue. No, not at all. I feel comfortable expressing myself to all, and we appreciate you for doing that. I do psychedelics for connection and reflection, introspection, I guess. Same. I do psychedelics for the opposite of detachment. When I feel disconnected, me too. I know the surefire way to reconnect to the universe and myself in the back of shrooms. I feel the same way. Like if I feel, like a certain level of disconnection, it's extra intimidating for me to feel that connection again. But I usually get cold to it. I don't think there's any right way or reason to use psychedelics. It's a personal experience, right? Whatever you use it for, right? Use it with an intention, right? And make sure that intention is a positive one. And that's the only advice I'll give, right? Make sure you set an intention and set a positive intention. Like nobody wants to have a bad time. Yeah, I'm gonna take these mushrooms to get fucked up. Some people do that, right? And then surprise, surprise, they get fucked up. And I'm like, bro, why would you do that to yourself? Or like you could have so many beautiful experiences. Why get fucked up? That's all. We all get funky feelings sometimes. I appreciate you all for helping me bounce my thoughts without feeling feelings of getting attacked. Never. You were loved and appreciated, Brother Bear. I have certain types of humans I like. It's whatever type of human we consider this group to be. Humans that care, humans that give selflessly, humans that are compassionate, humans that try to understand instead of trying to attack. Oh goodness! Actually, the core meaning is understanding and action. Pepe, relax, Woofty Woof. Let's let the love bombing commence. Feeling extra lovey-dovey in Sophology today. Lovins to you, Jovan. Understanding and action. The tetrahedron, with its 4 equal triangular faces, is one of the 5 three-dimensional shapes commonly called leptonic solids. The simplest of these solids is the tetrahedron, and it's associated with the masculine aspect and the element of fire. It is a symbol of action and understanding. This is the fire of ambition and the understanding of what it will take to bring ideas and projects to fruition. Is there a mission you have been considering or a decision you have been putting off? Now is the time to seek greater understanding and assurance that the path you have embarked upon is in your best interest. Now is the time to take action and initiate movement towards the promotion of ideas and the completion of creative projects. If you are already actively engaged in this process, this card affirms your decision to act and supports the inspiration and passion that directs you upon this path. I can feel John losing his mind. I know, dude. I didn't even see your chat yet, but yeah, me too, bro. Like me and John have been working towards creative projects, and it feels like this card is being like, yeah, do it. But we did pull it reversed. So even though we should be mindful of this like hype, also be reminded that it's okay to be calm, at least for now, right? Just like it's okay, calm for now, but knowing that there is action required. Again, if you are already actively engaged in this process, and we are, all of us, this card affirms your decision to act and supports the inspiration and passion directs you upon this path. Understand that the evolution of your vision will take energy and focus. Remember to listen to your inner guidance and make certain this action is not merely smoke and flames, but intentional movement towards your highest good. Hot skibabadi bow. Hallo, familie. Welkom terug. Welcome terug. Welcome back. Let me see some comments before I play some kalimba to tune us out. Humanimals. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that word. I love it. Humanimals. Mel, bro, trippy, right? So much love and so. You're officially the winner of Neologism of the Year. Love that, right? Humanimals. I love that too. That's like one of my favorite words. I'm so late, but hello, you're here, Dry Historian. And I get to tell you, I love you. You are loved by me and by the friends in this space with you as well. We're going to play some kalimba to tune us out. Dry, were you in Tay Taylor's stream yesterday? I saw yellow hearts and thought, my friend, I was lurking in the chat. So much lovins. Thank you, Jovan, for echoing that love as well. Good old Tate Taylor. I was weirdly enough thinking about him yesterday as well, Joe. Like while I was going to sleep. So it's trippy to me that you were in the stream. Sending blessings. Let's set a timer up and then play some kalimbers. I'm gonna do this so we can get like some nice vibes. I'll be a mushroom growing out of the ground. Yeah, that's a cool scene, right? Yeah. Kalimba vibes. Let's play some. Kind of sporadic. There's a flashing light happening in the house. Love is true. I'm happy to share this sunset with you. What an experience. Fractals exploding out of the ground, cutting through the light, allowing us this experience right now. What a world we live in. The fact that you get to see a space in reality online, that I get to be in your reality through this medium we call the internet. It truly is a psychedelic experience every single time. Just does not stop. Love you, incredible, passionate, amazing people. I wish you the very best, and I can't wait to see you again. Love you, Kristen. The Shadow Cato herself. Blessings, dear friend. Thank you for spending some time with us as well. The tree of the colors in the sky. I thought so. Happiness confirmed. I love you, friend, so much. Love is true. Y'all are made of magic, and you make my heart sing. Krupog. Sending you lovings as well. Thank you for hugging me. Today has been a good day of chitter chatter and education as always, full of so much love. Thank you, friends, for making my life feel more real. You all hold such a special place in my soul. Thank you for holding us as well as you do, Brother Bear. My essence is warmed by these interactions. That's why we call ourselves Meltmore after all. Hi, Joshua. We're not calling ourselves Meltmore of a nothing. The soul warmers. There it is. Shan's message with a have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I love you all so, so very, very supersized, giga gigantically, galactically, considerably, cosmically, astronomically, dearly. Melting all of you oh so absolutely, wondrously, wonderfully, amazingly, fantastically, smashingly, invigoratingly, miraculously, gorgeously, mesmerizing friends. Yeah, I can words good. I can read. I can read words. Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah. Like, let me just share with you what I'm seeing. It's still been messing with my brain. Of course, now it stops. Some disco happening. Ooh. Yeah. Like, can you feel that fire energy? Right? This is so powerful. I honestly believe that even though it's just pixels on your screen, seeing stuff like that does something to our brain. I fell back asleep. Weirdly enough, Joy, I actually knew that. And I wanted to say something about it. And I was like, bruh, Joy is going to tune you. She's been here the whole time. And then you're going to look stupid. We love you, Joy. I did miss you in chat, your friend. Sending you lovin's. I wish my arms were long enough to hug you all. If they can't reach everyone, at least reach yourself. Give yourself a self hug and know that that will be enough for now. I was wondering about you. I'm happy that you were thinking about her too, Joe. Love you, uniquely individual expression of divinity. All of yous. That was good, Mel. I thought I was going to be a doozy. Yeah, it was like a little bit of a more like questioning kalimba, experience today. The kalimba is always beautifully executed. I love you, friends. Thank you for echoing so much love back to me. I appreciate being able to spend these moments with you, friends. And I actively look forward to doing it again tomorrow. Once again tomorrow, we will do a stream. I love you, dear beings. Thank you for making my reality even more real. Using the unreal to make the real more real. Even better with you friends here. Blessings. And we'll do this again very soon. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Ooh. Love you too, dear.